I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and today we're going to be talking about the Purist Collective Mover 18-ounce water bottle, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. Be sure to check out the full review at the link down below, and let's get into it. The style of this bottle might look pretty familiar to you. It's a nice matte finish. There were a few scratches that kind of piled up over the course of testing, but nothing too major, which was nice. But it does look like a stainless steel bottle. So the actual material itself, on the outside there's a 304 stainless steel, and on the inside is 316. Basically, the difference between them is that the inside one is rated a bit higher for food and that sort of, or food and drink and that sort of thing, which you want to see in your water bottle. So there's a small Purist branding down here, which you can, I mean, depending on the light, you can hardly even see it. So it's really nice and minimalist. We have the Union top here, which features a carry handle that tucks away nicely into the cap itself to keep this kind of cylindrical shape. And then this cap here, that's a spout. So the cap itself is a little bit more rubbery. It's pretty sleek and it's stiff, but it does collect dirt. So you can kind of see like there's a little bit of fuzz that's kind of built up around it. And pretty much when the fuzz gets on there, it's staying on there. So you can wipe it off, but I found that it kind of just wiped around more than anything else. When you do go to open it, there's a little bit of a lip down here. You can dig your finger under there and it pops right open, which is nice, kind of, secure back here. Unfortunately, because it is kind of stiff, you can like pull it open with one hand, but you have to put a little bit more work in it. So I found myself more so just like digging my finger in there just because it was quicker. So in terms of actually using this cap here, I liked the spout and I liked this cap on it. It stays in place no matter how you tip it. So it's pretty convenient, but I will say that it made a pretty loud whistling noise. So it took a little while for me to pin it down because it didn't do it every single time. But I think what happens is with this hole here, with the change in pressure, when the water just kind of pours out of the spout, it ends up making this kind of like whistling, tweeting noise almost, and it's pretty loud. So if you're in a quiet place, like if you're, in school and you're studying at the library, or if you're traveling and you do a lot of work in coffee shops, like it can be pretty obnoxious. Once you figure out how to drink with it, it becomes pretty easy to avoid the noise altogether, though you do have to make a conscious effort to like not drink that way. So I found that apparently I pour water into my mouth a lot. So because that was what made the noise happen, I had to be really conscious of how quickly and aggressively, I guess, I was drinking the water. And it was easy to avoid, but sometimes, when I was in my house and I didn't really even care, I would just like let it do its thing. So this Union top here is not insulated. They do have some tops that are, but it's easy to clean. You just kind of pop this open, just use hand washing. None of this is dishwasher safe. So looking at the actual bottle itself, like I said, you can see like the stainless steel in here. But what is really key about this water bottle is that on top of that stainless steel, there's a super thin lining of glass. So it's like 60 nanometers. Like it's so small you can't see it, but it's unbreakable. So it's never going to cause a problem for you. The thing that it does is that it prevents any taste from seeping into the water bottle. So if you have coffee and then you switch to water and then you switch to coffee again and then you switch to water again, you're not going to have any of that taste transference. And then also sometimes with stainless steel water bottles, how like it gets that metal taste to it. This doesn't have that. And at first I didn't really notice. I always drink out of stainless steel water bottles, so the taste is just kind of familiar to me. And then when I switched to this one, I didn't really notice anything different. But then after I was done with my testing period, I switched back to a stainless steel water bottle, and there was a huge difference in taste. So I can confirm that it does work effectively. They say to wash it with gentle soap and a gentle brush, just to avoid, causing any abrasion to that glass. So if you are a little bit more reckless with it, obviously that would reduce the effectiveness of the glass. But over the course of our testing, using this bottle every day, multiple times a day, filling it up frequently, there were no issues with getting that water to taste pretty much as pure as possible. So a couple things to note about the temperature. This here is metal, and it's going to reflect the temperature of whatever's in here. So if the water you have in here is really cold, this is going to get pretty cold too. It's nothing that's like aggressive to the touch, but it is something that you kind of touch the bottle and you're like, oh, like that, that's not just a room temperature, kind of similar to how this is. You never feel it here, but you'll feel it here. Additionally, on this handle, you'll start to feel that temperature as well. So, cold water, when you're carrying it and it's in there for quite a while, you'll feel it on the handle and you'll feel it here. Same thing goes for hot water. So it gets warm to the touch. It's never anything that would be like a danger necessarily, but they don't recommend using water that's over 185 degrees Fahrenheit, which unfortunately is boiling water is higher temperature than that. So if you're a big tea drinker, this water bottle is not necessarily going to be the best option for that. And also with a spout top like this, sometimes it's kind of best to avoid hot liquids altogether. So they do have some without the spout that you can use if hot water is a priority, though we recommend sticking to coffee rather than doing tea or anything like that. If you do tea and you just say, screw it, I don't care about the limits, this does get pretty hot. If you're using hot coffee, it gets pretty warm, but if you're gonna use boiling water, it gets like hot to the touch, and then you start to see a little bit of condensation here. So the effectiveness of the bottle is definitely way less if you don't follow that temperature guideline. So either boil tea or boil water for tea and then wait for it to cool down, or just stick to coffee. Overall, the huge benefit of this water bottle is that glass interior. I really enjoyed the taste difference that it made, and it was nice to test for the 2 weeks that I had it. Obviously, don't stick it in the microwave. It's 18 ounces, so it's a good amount of water that you can get in there, and it was nice for day-to-day use. So there you have it, the Purist Collective Mover 18-ounce water bottle. Check out packhacker.com for more information and the best buying options that support the channel at no additional cost to you. Link down below. We'll see you in the next video.